We saw them at the outdoor bowl boarding house park.
I've never seen them, but I have all of their stuff on my
No, but
playlist.
nobody's jumping out even if it opened this much.
We're actually gonna be way.
I know,
I'm super bummed.
Andy knows somebody that can get you one.
They're in the area,
like this.
so they're here, and then they're in the Colonial. and
Just
I think
saying.
They're very nice to have.
Yeah, they know.
Postmodern jukebox.
It's budget season, we'll approve
Covers
it.
of different songs, but in the style of like older genre of music.
I was saying, I like this vest. It's like, oh, I like this.
You know,
It's
like
nice.
current artists.
Ask Lisa if she got you one.
Yeah.
I think they got a bunch. They probably got the one that didn't fit me, or maybe you got that one.
Yeah, it's very interesting. A very contemporary modern sound, but they like to do it like it's doo-wop.
Sure, let me know. All right, fair enough.
I got a one
Fair
with
enough.
city seal in it. It's like this.
Nice.
We close?
We're like 2 minutes past.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Andy, do you know if this is recording?
There's a guy from channel.
Yeah.
He is here, so I don't know if I just go knock him.
Yeah, let me, I'll do it, Andy. You
I
should.
can tell you if we're on TV.
All right, good evening and welcome to the Joint Committee of Infrastructure and the Board of Public Works. This being April 27th, 2023, and we're fairly close, a little bit after 6 p.m. And the meeting is held at Nashua City Hall Auditorium. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Chairman O'Brien.
Present.
Alderman Dowd.
Present.
Alderman Jay.
Here.
Alderman Como.
Present.
Alderman Gouvet.
Here.
Mayor Donches sends his regrets, couldn't be here this evening. Commissioner Moriarty.
Here.
Commissioner Shoneman.
Here.
Commissioner Lemon.
Here.
Commissioner Shea.
Here.
With 8 members present, you have quorum.
I'll declare a quorum. We'll go to number 2 agenda is public comment. Seeing nobody's here from the comment, we'll open it and terminate it. Move to item number 3, approval of the minutes. Commissioner Moriarty, can you motion to approve? Yeah.
Thank you. I move to approve the minutes
Of
of 3/28/2023.
very good. Is that discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 4, general progress report. Harvey to present on the project status. I think first up,
You can hand it right over to Dove for an update.
Dove, if you could give us a status report then?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Over the past month, we've primarily worked on exterior items now that the snow has melted. Landscaping is about 75% complete. That includes plantings and the irrigation system. All the concrete walkways are in place. There was a quality issue with the colored concrete that was supplied for the new patio area. The concrete was mismatched from truck to truck, which resulted in us placing about 20 yards of concrete, which then had to be removed for that issue. So the concrete supplier is making good on that, and the removal and replacement of it will be at no additional cost to the city. There's a question about the structural steel for the sunshades. We're working with the building inspector, the architect, structural engineer of record to resolve that question. Upcoming, we're going to place the new exterior colored concrete patio, complete the landscaping and the irrigation systems, install the interior signs. Right now there are temporary signs still in place. You'll see in the photo that the new sign at the building entrance has been installed. There was a request to add the sliding glass lobby windows, so that material is on order and is still about 4 or 5 weeks away. And then after that, it'll be final inspections, including the kitchen, final completion, and a final certificate of occupancy. that'll conclude the project.
So, Mr. Chairman, my anticipation would be maybe one more of these meetings, two at the most, but I believe we're in the home stretch and we'll probably be, I don't want to jinx myself, but hopefully wrapping this project up sometime next month.
Very good. All right, thank you, Dove, and to Harvey Construction, and myself, and I'm sure others here of the Joint Committee have toured the structure and very impressed. This will serve the city well for a very long time, and it was a long time in coming, so thank you very much. And, finish up the job, and then we'll be all set to go. All right, next would be, do you have some?
Yeah, one last comment.
Sure, absolutely.
I'm still working on getting the final tally on the numbers, but the next time we get together, I will have for you a good order of magnitude accounting of the total project costs, and you'll be able to have that for the final wrap-up meeting. Right now, I would say, and this is subject to confirmation, but it looks like we're about $1.5 million under budget.
Fine job. Fine job. Okay, moving to item number 5, requisitions. Requisition number 15 to be paid of $671,326.68. Mr. Cummings.
Yes, sir. If I could get an approval of the requisition number 15, mainly driver in this is releasage of retainage. And so I would ask that you approve this item so we can approve the invoice for Harvey.
I'll make a motion to approve the requisition number 15 to be paid in the amount of $671,326.68.
Discussion on the motion. Alderman Jettie.
Yeah, I don't know if this is part of it, but I had a question about the, I'm not sure how this fits in, but I'm looking at application for payment. Application date 4/11/23, and it's to Souza Signs. And I think it says, regarding the entrance sign, is that, what sign is that? And revised EMC design.
I defer to Dove. He would have to speak to it.
If you'll give me just a moment to pull it up. On Sousa Signs application for payment, in column E, the current period charges are $3,327 for the cast bronze plaque that is currently now installed in the lobby of the new building. There are no other current period charges from Sousa. You'll note, I'll say in column H, the balance to finish, those dollars are the amount for the revised EMC, the Electronic Messaging Center. So those remain unbilled.
Okay.
Okay, follow-up?
No, I'm all set. Thank you.
Okay, very good. Any other discussion on the motion? Seeing none, we'll go for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 6, change order review.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. So there are no change orders at this time that need to be reviewed. Nothing new has been approved, but what you do have is PCCO number 12, I believe. I'm sorry, PCCO number 11 and that contains PCO number 62, which was approved previously
think it
at
is.
the last meeting.
I think it is 12, just for the record, it's on the last page.
Oh, okay, all right, so it's PCCO number 12, I thought so.
You can check the last page.
Yep, and it includes PCO number 62, which was already previously approved at the last meeting for $5,745.33. Just want to dot the i's, cross the t's, and officially amend the contract.
Okay, do we need a motion on that?
Please.
Yes.
Okay. Commissioner Shoneman, would you like to make that motion?
I move to approve PCCO number 12.
Yeah, great.
Okay, very good. Discussion on the motion? Seeing none, call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 7. This is something, yeah, this is something different, PCCO.
Nope, we have no other items here to approve this evening, so we could proceed with old business or whatever the pleasure of the board may be.
Okay, we'll skip over agenda item number 7 and move to number 8, other expenditures for approval. There's nothing before us. Moving to number 9, old business. Anybody have any old business that they would like to bring up on the project? Commissioner Shea.
I have a question. First of all, I want to make two compliments. Excellent work with the cost of the project. I know that a lot of attention to detail has gone on throughout the process, and perhaps in tandem with that, Harvey has done a very thorough job with all materials and monitoring for quality and stability and all of these things, and several issues have been picked up over the course of the project, and you've worked with vendors to get those addressed, so thank you for that. My question is, when we took a spin through the property the other day after the budget workshop, I noticed out on the patio, it's kind of free and open there. So my first question about that is, the awning for the building, does that extend over the patio in any way, or it's not on that side of the building at all, right? It's just on the frontage? Yeah. And so my question would be, I know we're of course well past the design phase.
You want to add an awning?
But I would, especially where you've done so well with the budget, it would be nice for city employees who want to go out there in the summer to sit and have lunch in the open air, to have some coverage.
Okay.
And so if we have the ability, you know, as we wrap up the process to and I'd say even over the back half of the patio, you could have the patio that's towards the front be, you know, open to the sky, patio towards the back kind of overlaps past the rear of the building. That back half of the patio, I think it would be really nice for our employees to be able to enjoy that. Thank you.
Okay, I do have a question, and not so much an objection, but Doug, do you know what is the demarcation of the sun? Is it a southern exposure where we get the sun pretty much all day, or?
Andy, you've been living there. I think you get some shade on that patio area probably till about noon or 1 o'clock. I mean, the sun kind of cuts across the other side of the building.
Yeah, I mean, in the morning, the sun's right on the back of the building, beating right in on my computer. So I know
That's why we get you a shade.
and then it works around towards the fire training ground, and then where it sets, like the last few parking spaces will be in the shade, but everything else is in the sun at that point.
So you would say it's, in my follow-up, you would say maybe an awning is a good idea to enhance the,
That is in the sun pretty much all day.
Okay, very good.
I know that from personal experience.
And to elaborate on the idea, I wouldn't say an awning necessarily, and maybe more of like a freestanding thing with like the taut 10-year vinyl cover or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, but I'm not a design person, but that just awning versus some sort of canopy. I'm thinking more towards canopy.
All right, I think we can send this to Mr. Cummings and Dove to work on
Yep.
with a presentation for the next meeting. Good, yeah.
Okay, happy to do it. If I could
You
ask-
go, no,
Sure.
this is your 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah, so if I could get a sense from the body here that this would be an expenditure that you'd like to approve, it would help us and, you know, I think to get a sense, I mean, there's gonna be a cost to that. I don't know how much, but, you know, we're gonna have to put some time and effort into figuring that out. And so if this is something that this body wants us to pursue, just getting a sense from you all as to, yes, this is what you'd like, I would help. So we, you know, Dove and I don't spin our wheels and come back to you and have you say no.
Are we talking about?
Alderman Como,
Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
I'd like to know what it would cost before I decide whether I support it or not. So maybe if we could get some kind of preliminary idea.
So, I mean, if we were to keep it under $50,000,
It's an expensive canopy.
Yeah.
Alderman Dowd.
Yeah, are we talking about putting a canopy over the whole thing? Or are you talking about one of these big 16-foot raised umbrellas that you can put down so when it's windy, you don't lose it? And those are
a couple thousand.
max a couple thousand, usually 1,500 to 2,000. They're huge, but you can put them down so the wind doesn't take them and put them further out in the landfill somewhere. And they're weighted, they're pretty heavy. Anybody that's been to Boston Billiards you can see them, they're out in the patio.
I'm thinking somewhere in the ballpark of maybe 20 by 30 feet. Do you know what the depth of that off the building is at max?
I don't offhand.
I'm ballpark, I'm thinking 20 by 30 feet. If I had to.
Yeah, I would guess that that's probably more than half of the entire patio,
Yeah.
but pretty close to half.
You're gonna trigger a permit,
Commissioner,
For 400 square feet?
so you know that.
Yeah,
So it just,
yeah.
Commissioner Schoeneman's next. You had your hand up, or you're all set?
Go to Home Depot, buy some picnic tables, put umbrellas over them. It's not gonna cost $50,000.
no.
Alderman Dowd.
I was just gonna say, you were envisioning a permanent canopy over half of it? That would have to be fairly substantial because two reasons. One, wind. Second one would be snow load. You'd have to take it down, and now you're looking at, now you're driving the expense way up.
No, so I'm thinking more of a
Roof?
Bank of America pavilion, not that big, but Bank of America pavilion where there's a metal structure, and then there's a taut, highly durable material over the top of it.
Follow up, if we were gonna.
Follow up?
If we were gonna address something like that, I suggest a conversation with Lisa Photo first.
Not graduating from Wentworth, but can the building handle something like to it such as that?
I would have to defer to the project architect and the structural engineer.
Yeah, and I would not see it being affixed to the building. I would see it having four.
Independent?
standing legs,
Okay,
so-
cantilever,
or three,
whatever.
Like a
depending on the
pagoda.
structure, like a pagoda? Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so we just spun circle, and I think from what I'm seeing, the 50,000 may be too high.
So let's cut it in half, 25.
25,000, is that the,
It's like a reverse auction. I was thinking maybe 10.
10.
If I had to, fathom what it might cost, I'm gonna guess 30 is what something like that would cost, in what I've got in my head.
Alderman Dowd?
Andy, do you think the people want that kind of a thing out on the patio, or would they more be in tune with an umbrella that, so if the sun were really bad, they could use the umbrella or not?
You ever try to sit under an umbrella in 95-degree sun? An umbrella that's 10 feet wide that covers half of your table?
Building's air conditioned.
Yeah, you're gonna get a
Stay
sunburn.
inside in the summer.
You pay for the air conditioning.
If it's that hot, they're not gonna be out there.
Yeah.
Alderman Gavea.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I agree with Commissioner Schodeman on this. I think there's a simple way to do it, picnic tables, maybe some umbrellas, but I wouldn't really be in favor of spending any serious money on this.
I think why they're looking for a cap, top cap, is just to get it done. And in a way, to have a special meeting to approve. So I feel safe. We're coming up with a dollar amount, whatever pleases the board here, you know. And if it's too high, does not mean if they go to Home Depot or Lowe's, because you got to give Lowe's credit too. I mean, but you know, we don't support one over the other. But my point is, at least they'll get it done, and we do have the cap, and it's a completed project. Alderman Como.
Yes, thank you. So was the suggestion, just so that I understand, to possibly give Director Cummings the latitude to go research this up to a certain amount, and then we would get a proposal back for approval? Or are we approving an expenditure right now up to a certain amount?
You may.
What I was originally thinking is, and if you've helped by just having this conversation, is by giving some sort of parameters or direction, because the cost will drive the design to some degree, and, you know, you can run the gamut here. So, you know, you want to stay between $10,000 and $30,000, we can provide some options, and we can go from there and tell you what you can buy, 2 or 3, and we can go on from there. I think this can be done here and now, not attached to the building. We can do this totally separate from the current contract with Harvey as well. So we could do this part of the construction of the building. It doesn't necessarily have to be part of the Harvey contract.
Okay.
Okay, Alderman Dowd and Alderman Jettie.
Again, 2 key points. One would be get in touch with Director Photo and find out what she thinks. Because she definitely has opinions on what can and can't go in the building.
We're going to send Andy on that one.
Yeah, and
I won't speak for her, but when we were out the other day, I did broach the subject, and she seemed generally receptive. But again, I won't speak
so,
for her.
and I agree with Director Cummings. I'm sure that Harvey wants to wrap up their contract, not add scope, because when you start doing that, you're paying for Harvey's oversight of the project, which adds to the cost of whatever you're going to put up. And so, and I don't see the type of structure you're talking about. It's not going to happen overnight. First of all, you got to get the patio in the right color.
Alderman Jettie.
Thank you. So, you know, I appreciate Commissioner Shea's observation and concern for the employees, and I certainly share that. But you know, my own thinking is, you know, that we've just started to occupy the building. You know, we really don't know what the employees, how they're going to be using it, and you know, I would like to, you know, I think the idea of separating this from the contract with Harvey is a good one. I think we ought to get our feet wet and see, you know, how the building's used, because, I mean, I just envision our spending, you know, not an inconsiderable amount of money to do something really nice out there. And then when it's really hot, you know, everybody's staying inside anyway. So I don't know. I guess I would like to get a feel for the building and then, you know, find out from the director and you know, somebody, you know, employee representatives as to, you know, what they really need and what they want.
Okay, the chair determines that it is the wish of the joint committee to do something along the lines for outdoor seating. The question now is whether Harvey will do it, or is it something that we could do in-house? Okay, so by a straw vote, which is non-binding, all those in favor of Harvey Construction doing the project, can you raise your hand? Nobody? So all those in favor by doing it in-house, please raise your hand.
Discussion.
I think that's the alternative.
And I want to clarify, when you say in-house, what you really mean is a separate contract.
Separate contract.
We'll do a separate contract. We're not going to do it through.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think we have the expertise for that.
Andrew,
Yeah.
you gotta saw.
Through a separate
Street
contract.
department isn't doing that.
Yeah, yes, that's why we'll clarify. It's going to be a separate contracted service.
Well, we don't have a shades department? Okay. So we'll do it by separate contract. Is that the flavor of the board then?
If we do it at all.
We do it all? Okay. All right. So,
Let me further opine.
okay, please.
I will come back with 2 to 3 options in the price range of between $5,000 and $30,000.
Sure.
All right.
And-
Agree by the board? Alderman Jettie?
Yeah, just so that my point isn't being ignored, and I think other people have said it as well, let's find out if this is something that the director and the employees really want and need, before we go ahead.
Yes, I will bring this to the director. As soon as I can, I will let her know what the board is thinking.
We will include that in the report back to you next month.
Thank you.
Okay, I don't think we need any motion on that. We're waiting pending further information on it, and we'll have it on the agenda for next month. Okay.
So with that being said, Mr. Chairman, it's now my favorite agenda item, discussion of the next time we meet. And staying more recently, we've been meeting here in City Hall at 6 p.m., either on a Wednesday or a Thursday night. So I defer to the body as to what you'd like to do, but needing to stay within the last week in May or thereabouts, it would be something like May 24th and May 25th, if that works for Dove. Dove, will you be good for May 24th, May 25th? Yeah, okay. So I'm not sure what day may work for folks.
I don't know. I'm going to assume that my fellow aldermen are going to agree that it would be nice if it's when there's another meeting here, we have to be here for, so we don't have multiple nights out.
24th, I believe we've got infrastructure, so we could do 6 o'clock before.
6 p.m.
Yeah.
before?
Downstairs,
Yeah.
comfortable chairs.
And the 25th, I think I have down a BPW meeting at 4 o'clock.
That's correct.
Either works, though.
Okay. So I guess we could fit it in. I'm sure the umbrella will not tie us up too long.
I doubt that.
Yes, Commissioner Moriarty.
I was just wondering if we could wrap it all up in one final meeting, whether it's a month or longer than a month, instead of dragging 2 meetings into this. I mean, if we can just do one more meeting, I think it'd be great.
Yeah. All right, that'll be the goal. Yeah. Okay. Any other items under old business? Seeing none?
Was there a decision on a date?
Do you want to pick a date?
I like the 24th.
I knew you, I just looked, the aldermen are gonna like the 24th, the Board of Public Works is gonna like the 25th. There are more members of the Board of Aldermen here, so.
Yeah, let's take a vote.
Take a vote.
I'll graciously defer, given our conditions tonight were favorable for us, so I think that's.
I think we can all agree that as long as we're not doing it at the high school.
I object.
Yeah, you
like the
would,
high
Ward 1.
All right, Mr. Chairman, I'm hearing the 24th at 6 p.m.
That works for me, so yes, Alderman Dow.
I have another motion if you're done with, motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn is always in order. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? And thank you all for coming. And I'll declare the meeting closed at 6:29 p.m.